Aloha guys, welcome to another installment of Kerfunkel Kitchen. Today we are going to be doing pork belly with asparagus and Brussels sprouts. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get your pork belly nice and cubed like this. It doesn't have to be, that thick, it's however you want it. Anyway, we're going to start off in the pan. Make sure your pan's nice and hot. I had it on low for some reason. Anyway, once your fat starts to render in the bacon, that's when you want to add your asparagus and your Brussels sprouts. Yeah, now it's starting to sizzle. That's what we want. Now, when you do Brussels sprouts and asparagus, it's always important to make sure that the Brussels sprouts are cut in half, like this. That way you can get like the inside. Because what happens is if you do them whole, they tend to not cook all the way through. So you're going to have like outside mushy, inside hard. So then you're going to have to be like, but you don't want that. And then make sure your asparagus is lopped at the bottom. You don't want that stringiness at the bottom because then you're going to just be chewing just like the Brussels sprouts. It's going to be real stringy. It's going to get caught in your teeth. You're going to be like doing dental floss all day. Anyway, once the fat starts to render, we're going to put that all in there. But you know what? There's something spicy in the room. And it's going to be my cayenne pepper because who doesn't like cayenne pepper? I'm not. Didn't do my mason floss like I did in my last video. Okay. Now, cayenne pepper ready. We're waiting for the fat to render. And so, spatula, tool of choice. Okay, we're going to speed things up now. Ooh. Now, the bacon on its own, or I should just say pork belly, because it's the same thing, but pork belly sounds fancy. Anyway, the pork belly on its own, it's very, very delicious. So when you add the vegetables, it's going to need a little zip. I personally like to do a little bit of olive oil if you're feeling like you need them healthy fats. Or I also just do a seasoning of like some kind of like a dry seasoning, help pull out moisture from there for one, and for two, it's going to have a little bit more depth of flavor. So I need to go grab another thing of seasoning. Okay. That's right, I'm a garlic salt user. I'm a firm believer. Wait. I'm a firm believer. Not too much though. I mean, the garlic salt. I'm a believer. Even if I try. And then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Don't sue me for the parody. Because I'm not Justin Bieber. I don't know why I laughed. That was a dumb dad joke. Okie dokie. Here we go. Bacon's rendering. Things are going to get crispy up in this piece. Okay, so like I said, while the bacon is cooking, I like to season my vegetables. Just a little bit. That's probably like maybe 2 tablespoons-ish, 1.5 tablespoons. Anyway, they're not that much. You don't need a lot. And then just, since I'm looking for them healthy fats, because, keto lifestyle right now, soon to not be keto because I'm losing my weight so rapid. Okay, I have a dish towel. I mean, a rag. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't do that. Okay, so gonna just add a little bit of olive oil. This is some special stuff because I got it when I went to Mexico. Oh yes, Mexico. All I'm gonna need is about a tablespoon, and that's about it. Okie doke. Now that my bacon is nice and crispy, Time to add the veggies. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be very fancy. My girlfriend just walked in and saw me, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Because I'm so fancy. Kisses. That's right. I'm not ashamed. PDA all the way. You know, public displays of affection, but you know, you don't have to do it. In fact, some people might find it weird. Okay, here we go. The bacon is getting crispy. I'm pushing it towards the back so people can see the crispiness. Some of it's not on the other side where it should be, but you know, it's okay. As long as some of it's crispy, see? See that crispiness right there? That little area? Anyway, some of the fat's running right off now. My vegetables seem to be doing well with their little salt and olive oil marinade. So we're just going to toss them in now. Now, when you toss your vegetables in, of course, you're going to need to cook them a little bit. So the best way to do that is you're going to need to cover it. Yes, you're going to need to cover it. But for now, we're just going to try to incorporate the heat from the pan with the bacon so it renders into the vegetables a little bit more so they absorb it rather than sweat it out. Because when your vegetables start to sweat, it's going to produce a lot of moisture, and you want to avoid that. And when you cover a pan with vegetables or whatever you're using, if there's too much moisture in the pan and you cover it, it's going to make everything soggy. So you want to make sure that your asparagus and Brussels sprouts, that's right, that's the only time I can roll my R's. It's weird. I don't know why. Probably because I like Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to just shift this around a little bit. And you know what? That's basically it. There's nothing else to do. Now that it's cooked down a little for me, I'm going to cover it. And we'll be right back with the finished product. Okay guys, I'm back. I made sure that my vegetables are nice and cooked. As you can hear, they are cooking up nicely. Now that my fat's rendered, my vegetables are nice and steamed, I'm just going to turn down the heat down to low. And then I'm going to cover it again, you know, so it stays warm. It's not going to steam out too much. Actually, I'm going to do that. There we go. Just tilt the top a little bit, or if you're cooking in a pan, same thing. You just want to make sure it's kind of out a little bit. Now, I know you all been waiting for it. Like I said, when I came back, I'll give you the finished product. And product, oh yes, it's all steamy goodness. Look at that. Pork belly, Brussels sprouts, and asparagus. Such an easy meal to make. And actually, you know, I love to talk about carb intake and protein and all that fun stuff. So carb-wise, I used about 2 cups of Brussels sprouts and about 20, no, not 20, that's ridiculous. About 10 spears of asparagus, maybe 15. Yeah, I think 15 is a better estimate. But anyway, it's like a total carb count of about 20 carbs for the entire meal. And then you also have the pork belly, which is going to be a high fat source along with the olive oil, and then protein as well. So the pork belly, I used about 9 ounces. That sounds about right, 9 ounces. So 9 ounces of pork belly is going to run you about, I think, 100 fat and like 120 protein. You know, I'm not an expert. I just act like one because I'm really cool. Anyway, with the olive oil as well, it's going to help boost that fat intake. And so all this together is just a really nice, cohesive meal, especially if you're going to like have some friends over. You can just like cook this up. It looks fancy. It looks really good. And people are going to be like, this is amazing. And it is. But, you know, you can do whatever you want. Sometimes people like to cook Brussels sprouts first, but I personally like the bacon just because you get that fat out and it gets that extra little, because then the Brussels sprouts can fry in the fat and just makes them even softer, which is good because right now, let's taste. Brussels sprouts have a perfect crunch. So good. Anyway, wrong type. Anyway, y'all have a good day. I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, or just like and share if you're on Instagram. Either way, share all the way and let me see my followers grow. Grow, not bro. Anyway, have a good day.